ya di kase pa on ze me ne asofo mpanifo enante
yes
but me mo mudin sanso mo ye mpanifo mpanimu asofo pon mpanifo pa o mo de yawo
aden
because wo mo bua president Mahama pa emane be ye president shemu di ne nyoma promises but some of the promises be say early days yet but ba ko a etwa wo mo yem pa ze say wo mo di ho yaw and say President Mills
yes
offer Christian leader baako every woman from the Christian Council every woman appointing the Council of State Reverend Dr. Ni Amudako
okay
fantastic respected Christian leader and a President Kufuor also by also appointed Archbishop also appointed Archbishop
yes
Justice Akrofi
okay
and so call Council of
Council of State yes
and you know more so for pony na at the boa president say for ni no meetings are omo call empire omo bomma no Thanksgiving service near dinner bosha o share wo say obehwe and say be asofo no na person prayer but they were hoping say one of their Christian leaders no
ebetima council
to me not necessarily say be Archbishop will be and as a bishop will be but say be a kasofo be among them no anko mo ade o mani asiso no anko betumi edi o muni appoint o mo ba ko ako mo say yenso e representation e was the highest body constituted to advise the president on matters e ko ba ya ba ko kra
it was so for me di yaw
o ma di yaw papa ezi o mo so mo friend kra na omun to me ano no man no opposition no omun na di hu
because I will share Council of State you were elected members no any elected ye na wo kan o kan omo a ontimi nkonkoja
now Archbishop Justice Akrofi
e wo kan omo a o ma bi na nkasa appoint
Reverend Dr. Ni Amudako yes on kojina election that be that
when I may go through list I will share appointed members now
yes
that's Sebrebu Amadako Osabere Makwesi after the second Justice Vida Amankwa Akoto Banfo His Royal Majesty Man Pangura Jakpa Anko Ade Borenyi and Honorable Cletus Avoka Right Honorable Edward Duajaho Dr. Eunice Brookman Emisa Mrs. Betty Modi Drisu Cynthia Conley Ajete Mrs. Molly Enim Ado and Nana Sa Jemfua the second it appointed members
a member of Christian Council a member of the GPCC Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council a and a yes of a pound and nunti what diawo omodi ya papa na ya die ba kwa won wasan di biu se no mpo ye oversight o san ba be National Education Forum na o to safre stakeholders
yes
minia schools are war Ghana more than half mission schools particularly at the basic level.
That's why Mr. I sent it to him and he said he was going to respond. And then I saw his response on Facebook. He posted something suggesting that what you are posting is not correct, something like that.
Wherever he got it from. But that is what his producer said, that they didn't say, they didn't send him, and they didn't say.
What did those messages say, for instance, that you're a liar?
I mean, just all kinds of small things to divert attention of the public from the substance of discussion. Where are the answers to the two suspicious flights? One will the investigation be conducted openly? And what did
President Mahama say that investigations will be done?
But just when he said that, his own spokesperson said that on authority of the president, he can say on authority on Ekusi saying that the president didn't mean it, and the president investigation is unimportant to him. All that matters to him, they are interested in, is making an example of me. So they are not interested.
That's what Felix Pacho posted.
Yes,
that's what he told.
And on record is in circulation. On Ekusi saying.
But when President Mahama said this, that there will be investigation, that he didn't mean it.
And for Obi wanted to be sure, he said no. He paused and asked him again. He said yes. There's nothing in there. We're not interested. I'm telling you on authority. Whatever I say, on the authority of the president to say it. This one, it is just to make sure we make an example of Ntim Fordjour. So if you are downplaying, that is what we are waiting for. if it is assassination, if whatever it is, because I know what
I'm not sure it's assassination.
Well, then we hope to see what example they want to make of me. Because as a member of parliament, to a credible fact, exercising my oversight, I am not one of those who recklessly put out falsehoods. And these were simple questions that shouldn't have shaken them. See the way they are shaking? What are they hiding? You know, because they could have simply allowed the security agencies to investigate and bring out their facts, and then we verify and all that openly. But no, they are shaking and resorting to smear personal attacks. You can attack me all you want, that is not a problem. You can call me all kinds of names and fabrications. I'm not the least perturbed. Let us get to the issues. We will follow the issues until...
Well, they say you are trying to be like the foreign minister Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, who did quite a lot of these things over the last 8 years of Akufo-Addo's administration.
No, Okudzeto is a very good friend. Is he a bishop? I want to be a bishop. He's an archbishop. He who desires the office of a bishop desires a good thing, noble thing. That is what I desire. That one day I may no longer be Reverend Paul, you invite me to your show, Bishop Ntim Fordjour. That is my desire. How will he be my role model? And what does he do that I admire? And so clearly they cannot stand the exposition. They cannot stand, the way Ghana has suddenly become hub for cocaine dealings, drug trafficking, money laundering, and even when they are able to bust, like the Sapi man, they busted gold and money, cash, and we question them, what is the status? Everybody's tight-lipped. Even when they busted the cocaine, $150 million in Takrade, and they said it was an NDC parliamentary candidate for second D, he was behind it, and we are asking, when will he be prosecuted? So we should shut up, and they will call us names. When they busted 350 cocaine around, and we asked, they say they would rather attack us when suspicious flights, which we asked them to tell us what they came to do, and Anansi's story was told us, and we have dismantled it right here on your show with evidence, hiding the real things they came to do and the real flights that came. They will call me names, but I'm not the least perturbed about it. That is not Okudzeto-Ablakwa, and I don't desire to want to be like him the least. So I want to help weed out the little I can do, to weed out darkness, to weed out drugs. Can you imagine $500 million worth of cocaine circulating in the system in less than 3 months? Already exacerbating the opioids, the opioid that is in the system. Winning red, the tramadol, trafadol, and all that is destroying our youth. Now we have in circulation in just 3 months $500 million worth of cocaine in circulation, and we are having suspicious flights also further taking these things out, and we are asking, let us get to the bottom of it. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crimes is also asking, let us get to the bottom of it. So no, they will not go into it. They will rather gag it at the presidency and do propaganda and unleash the government machinery to attack my person and whatever else they will attack. But I am not the least perturbed. I will stand for the truth. I will stand and fight on. I was firm in my fight on the LGBT issues, on the human sexual rights and family values bill. Even when my party was in government, I had been to your show, we discussed it. When my party was in government, when I was a member of the executive, as deputy minister, fearless, unprincipled, everything that I speak out on, I don't always get up and speak about issues. If I must speak, I know what I've seen and I know what I'm speaking to. And so on this occasion, we'll have to get to the bottom of it.
Okay, we'll try and get to the bottom. I'll speak to Samson Ladi. I really want this matter resolved.
No, Samson,
you're a nice guy. He's a nice guy. I think he has a lot of integrity.
For whatever intent he had and for whatever motivation he had to do that, that is most unethical. That is most unethical of a journalist of his nature.
Okay, viewers, just send your text messages to the Facebook page. We'll continue.
I thought he would have joined us to fight these things, but maybe he has another motive.
Well, so we're going to give you the latest on the aircraft saga. Rev Ntim Fordjour is here. Reverend, So what's the latest?
Yeah, thank you, Paul. So regarding the two suspicious flights from Gran Canaria, a matter which has been in the news, we are going to do evidence-based presentation to dispute the false claims by Kwache Fosu and to show you the actual itinerary and how the movements of the suspected goods, how it took place.
So Kwache Fosu talked about two scenarios. One plane comes, is faulty. Another plane comes, delivers the parts that takes up what was in the first plane, goes away. Another air-made plane comes, develops a fault. Another one comes. And he has showed us videos of the first one, and then the second one is showed that the tire is being repaired. So what do you have?
So let's go to the first one. Air-made flight N823 AM.
Okay, so that's
the first one. So
N823 AM.
That's the air-made flight, an air ambulance.
Can anyone watching this video also go to the same site?
Oh yes,
the same
FlightAware. Just go to FlightAware. Is a platform globally that tracks the itinerary and the flight activities of every flight. So you can come along with us.
All right. So where are we?
So now we're here, and the air ambulance, air-made flights N823 AM, first landed from Gran Canaria.
Okay. So this column shows where it came from.
So this is where it came from.
Gran Canaria.
And the time it took
International Airport.
This is the time it took
04:59 AM and then landed at 9:02 GMT Kotoka on what date?
Exactly 20th March.
20th of March. Okay, this conforms with what Felix said anyway.
Absolutely.
All right.
So this is a flight that stayed on for 5 days. Whatever it may probably allegedly waiting for to carry away or bring it.
This is the air ambulance type
This
plane.
is air ambulance.
Okay, it came here on 20th and stayed for 5 days.
5 days.
Okay.
And then left Kotoka International Airport 1 AM to Gran Canaria and arrived Gran Canaria 5.
So it came from Gran Canaria of the island of Spain.
Yes.
And then left to the same place.
Absolutely.
This is the airmed. Okay.
And this is the airmed. Same airmed Felix says that was going somewhere and he only arrived in Ghana for a rest stop and developed faults. And
Felix said he's arrived in Ghana.
It arrived
the
in
document
Ghana.
says he's arrived in Ghana.
And it developed faults for 5 days.
Felix said he went back to Europe. Is that what I said?
Yes, Felix says that it went back to Europe.
And it did go back to Europe, isn't it?
Absolutely.
All right.
But he said that it was going somewhere. And then it developed fault, and when it was fixed, it didn't go where he was going, but it went back to Gran Canaria.
So you are suggesting to us that it wasn't going anywhere. It was coming from Gran Canaria to Ghana and going back to Gran Canaria.
Absolutely.
So any suggestion that it was on his way, something is not correct.
And we're going to show you the next part, the next piece of the evidence will be the activity log on the maintenance history of this same air flight to expose Felix on the so-called maintenance, the tire that says had to be replaced, the oil, and everything he said was repaired on this. We will show in the activity log for Ghanaians to see what happened on this.
Okay, so next what are we seeing?
So the next one, we're going to the air-made flight 864 AM, which supposedly, according to that is this is an air ambulance. It's not even supposed to be
the same air ambulance.
Absolutely.
So this is the second one that came.
This is the second one that Kwache Fosu claims came to bring parts.
Yes, he said that.
Yeah. But mind you, it is an air ambulance. It's not supposed to carry cargo.
Okay, let's look at the log.
Let's look at the itinerary. So
where's the itinerary?
So 22nd of March.
They're going to pick it up. Can you put the yellow on there? Yeah, there they have it. It's over here.
Yeah.
So the 2nd of March, Gran Canaria against that the second plane also came from
Gran Canaria.
Oh, okay. To Kotoka International Airport.
So straight from Gran Canaria to Kotoka International Airport, but
leaving at 1:32 a.m. that time, European time, and then arriving at 5:54 a.m. GMT.
Yes.
Okay.
But you see, the aircraft hub is not in Gran Canaria. So if they really wanted to bring parts to fix this broken aircraft, they couldn't have brought it from Gran Canaria.
I don't understand that.
See, every airline has their air hub.
So like British Airways hub is in London.
Absolutely. This airmed, their aircraft hub is in America.
So their home is not Gran Canaria.
No, they don't even have any air hub around aircraft hub around Gran Canaria or anywhere in Africa. Okay, so if they really had something to bring, they would have brought it from USA straight to the spot where they need to deliver that parts. But again, so it couldn't have come from Gran Canaria to deliver ties and parts and gear, because I'll even show you the picture of this particular airline and the fact that it doesn't even have cargo compartment. But let's stay on the history. let's stay on the history.
Okay, there's a photograph here.
Okay, so we'll get back to the history. But this is a photograph. So this is the same as the NA2AM. It's the same. The
same design, but this is not the same plane.
Absolutely. The M-Med series, the N series, like the NA23AM, they are the same mode. All the N series are the same
So
mode.
what's the point?
So if they had a compartment, a cargo compartment, it would have been here. This is the engine. So the engine would have been shifted this way so that you would have seen a compartment door somewhere here, showing that you can open, just as we have a door here. You would have seen a cargo compartment here where you would open and put those ties and whatever.
So the luggages of the passengers, where did they put it?
So this is a passenger. This is just for ambulance. So
if somebody is unwell, where do they put the luggage?
So it is just designed to carry patients. So you carry them on the stretcher, and then they put them in here. And so if there's any tie, supposedly...
No, but if there's luggage, passenger luggage, where does it go? Because the patient may go with doctors, nurses, somebody else.
No. So there's no compartment. So they put it somewhere
inside.
Yes.
In the so it doesn't take heavy luggage. That cannot take heavy luggage.
It cannot take heavy.
All right. Okay.
And so there's no compartment showing here that they put those ties in there. And if Kwacho Fosu claims and maintains that they carry that flight, they carry the ties and the parts inside this aircraft, it's violation of the federal laws. And by this, Kwacho Fosu is indicting the airline, and they can face possible prosecution for violation. Where you're not supposed to carry ties inside, only patients. So let's the point.
Let's go on. Let's see whether you can convince us. This one is 50-50, but let's go on. Okay, what next?
So the next one, there's even suspicion on this same flight. Let's check. From Gran Canaria comes to Kotoka International Airport, same 22nd March. On that same 22nd March, he leaves Kotoka International Airport to Luanda in Angola.
It says near Luanda.
Yes.
Where is near Luanda?
It's in Angola.
A place called near Luanda.
Yeah. That's how they've configured it.
No, say that again. So the plane that came to Accra
on 22nd,
the same day,
left Kotoka.
That was not part of Kwacho Fosu's briefing.
It wasn't. He said Kwacho Fosu says that they came on 22nd and stayed on the 25th.
That's what he said. Yes. But you are saying that. Are you sure?
Oh yes. So that is what we're saying. So
and anybody can check this.
Anybody can check it. And from there, they came again to 4 de February.
Hold on. So Kotoka International Airport, same day, goes to near Luanda. It leaves at 7:26 a.m.
Absolutely.
Last seen is 11:51 a.m.
That's it.
At the near Luanda place.
That's it. From there, the same day, so it did a lot of rounds, and then the same day it went to 4 de Fevereiro in Angola.
Now is here.
It left
where is that?
So this is 4 de Fevereiro.
4 is here. 4 de Fevereiro.
Yeah.
And then let's be clear what we are looking at.
So
this one.
4 de Fevereiro.
Yes.
In Angola.
It's in Angola.
Yes. So it left for the
Lanceria.
And then from Lanceria, the next day, which is 23rd, left Lanceria to the same 4 de Fevereiro. So you could see the back and forth.
It's interesting. So from Accra, so from Canary Island to Kotoka to near Luanda to Lanceria and then to 4 de Fevereiro. Same plane.
Absolutely. And from 4 de Fevereiro back to Kotoka on 24th March.
Oh wow!
All this history contradicts what Kwacho Fosu puts out there. And on 20th,
I'm confused. Kwacho Fosu says the plane comes on 20th and it's here till 25th because it developed a fault and then another plane comes. You are suggesting to us that that's untrue.
No, that's not true. And he can play his voice.
Is it time to play his voice yet? Is it time to play it? If it's time to play, let's hear it.
So he can play his voice so that we hear his assertion on the N864.
Whilst it was landing in Ghana, it developed a tire burst and some difficulty with its landing gear, and therefore needed to remain here to be serviced. So another aircraft with registration number N864 arrived on 22nd March with ties and flight engineers from Luanda to replace the damaged ties of the aircraft. Now, once this was fixed, it departed the Kotoka International Airport on 25th March.
It doesn't tell us is that it didn't stay from 20th to 25th. No, when he says it had a technical issue, it may not be true because it moved.
So Paul, the AirMed 823 AM is the one that, according to Kwachi Ofosu, had faults, which arrived on 20th March.
Yes.
And was waiting for this new one to bring parts, which I'm disputing that they couldn't have brought parts. It was not designed for compartment.
That's okay, but then one that he says stayed and you say it didn't stay.
That's this one, N864. He said that it arrived from Luanda on 22nd March. What is false? It arrived from Gran Canaria on 22nd March. No Luanda. It arrived from Gran Canaria, the same Gran Canaria, straight to Kotoka International Airport. It took off 1:32 a.m. from Gran Canaria, arrived at Kotoka 5:44,
and took off again.
To
near Luanda, same day.
Yes, same day.
The plane that he said had developed faults and couldn't move.
No, you are saying that is not. That one is still. So there are two of them. The N823 and N823 AM is the one he claims was faulty and was here.
Okay, so
that
according to your fact, the one that was faulty and was here for 5 days.
That one was here for 5 days.
We need to clarify, because I was thinking you said it moved.
No, that one was here.
It was here for 5 days.
Yes.
Okay, which one moved?
So the one that he claims brought cargo, which couldn't have brought cargo because it hasn't have any cargo.
Oh, that's the one you said didn't come from Luanda.
It didn't come from Rwanda.
Oh, the second one.
Yes, it came straight from Gran Canaria.
The second one came from Gran Canaria.
It didn't come from Rwanda.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then
we get it.
And then
let's clarify. One plane, AirMed came. He said developed faults and remained here for 5 days.
Yes.
According to your information, it did remain for 5 days.
5 days.
So Kwachi Ofosu is right on that one.
But he's wrong.
Then he says a second one came in from Luanda to bring parts.
Absolutely.
That's the one you are challenging.
That's the one I'm challenging.
That it didn't come from Luanda.
It didn't come from Luanda. It came from Gran Canaria.
Okay.
And then it didn't stay here till the 25th March that he claimed.
No, the 25th is the first plane.
No, he also claimed that this same
second one also stayed to 25th.
Absolutely. And then that's the movement. So you can see from.
But you say that one left Ghana the same day.
It left the same day to Luanda, and then back to Quatro de February, which is another airport in Angola, and then to Lanseria the next day, which is 23rd March, from Lanseria back to de February, and then to Kotoka International Airport. It came here 23rd March.
So it came here twice.
Came here twice.
The same plane.
The same plane came here twice.
In a matter of 3-4 days.
Absolutely. And then stayed here, and then the same 24 on the next day 24th, it left Gran Canaria.
This is interesting. So the second plane that the Felix Kwachi Ofosu says came and delivered parts and left on the 25th did not. It came here. You don't know whether it delivered parts or not. You are challenging that.
Whatever it brought, Paul, whatever Kwachi Ofosu claims it brought, couldn't have been ties. That also calls for interrogation. Whatever he claims it brought couldn't have been ties. Couldn't have been parts. Couldn't have been parts. And there's going to be a second part which will follow shortly, which is going to detail the maintenance history. We call it activity log. We're going to display that also to dispute the so-called faults that he claimed were on the N823. We will open it up just like we have opened. And
so you can see the maintenance culture. And
we will see.
And if you see that there was no maintenance in Accra, then we're in trouble.
We will fact check it according to the faults.
Okay, so where we are, what Felix Kwachi Ofosu was to answer is that we are finding out that the second plane that came perhaps came to Ghana, left Ghana, and came back to Ghana. And he left Ghana, went to Luanda, and went to Lanseria, and went to Quatro de February, and
then came back to Kotoka.
Wow. And then after Kotoka, he went to
Canaria.
But and then the other one, the original one, also left on 25th to Gran Canaria.
Absolutely.
What is your suspicion then?
So this flight also, whatever it brought, since it is not, it couldn't be cargo, it couldn't be parts.
You mean the plane has no capacity and no licensing and design to carry parts?
It's by
an air ambulance.
By regulation, it cannot carry parts. It cannot carry tires or gears or anything. And so if Kwachi Ofosu still stands by that, it's in violation of federal law.
But if it cannot carry ties, how can it carry the things you are alleging it carries?
Yeah, but those things are carried illicitly. So if those things are carried, they carry them on a stretcher, like a stretcher. That's how it's packaged, and then it would have been put inside.
Cash and drugs,
allegedly.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on.
So back onto the back onto.
So we are going to the other plane. Is it? Are we done with?
Yes. So now let's go to the cover.
Okay. Yes, the other one. That's the one I like. It's a big, nice plane, orange and blue.
Absolutely. But I want us to hear from Felix what he said about cover.
Let's hear what Felix Kwachefu said about the second set of plane. The Kavak. Is that what it's called?
Kavak Air. Antonov.
Kavak Air Antonov. Let's hear what he said about it.
The CVK 7037. But let us hear the voice of.
Let's hear what he said about it.
The first one is an Antonov flight 12BK with registration number CVK 7037. Now this flight essentially is a cargo plane which arrived on the 12th of March 2025. Now the purpose for arriving in Ghana was what we call a technical stop. Essentially, this is a cargo flight that was destined for the European Union market. And European Union regulations dictate that some specific regulatory requirements be met before any plane of that sort can enter the EU. Now this plane originated from Luanda in Angola. It was loaded with oil drill equipment and lubricant oil which were contained in jerrycans. It was headed for the EU market. Now Luanda does not have the certification to carry out the sort of requirements that this plane had to meet before entering the EU market. The Swiss cargo facility at the Kodoka International Airport has that certification and they can do that kind of scanning.
Okay, so what's your dispute on that?
So whatever this video is, I will prove to you is a video scene, is a movie scene. This plane is not the CVK 7037.
I don't understand that.
This is another Kavak Air which is currently in Ghana and which they carried. It's all staged.
I don't understand it.
It is all staged because
the
70
aircraft that we saw,
yes,
which has purportedly departed from Ghana.
It's not.
Hasn't departed.
No.
It's here.
The 7037 he's talking about, it never even came here at all. So which video is this?
No, what are you saying?
For the past 3 months, there has been no activity on the so-called 7037.
How do we know that?
So let's check.
Okay, put it in. That's it. They put it in. Okay. Let's go to the. Let's go.
So according to Kwachefu, this Kavak Air 70 CVK 7037 arrived, according to him, they arrived on 12th March.
12th of March, yes.
So let's check activity. Show flight between 12th of March and purportedly leaving 25th March. Okay. Let us show.
Okay, so let's do that. So that's a calendar.
Yes.
So they go to 12th of March, correct? Okay, and then they go to
purportedly departing 25th March.
25th of March.
And see if you will see any activity on it.
Okay, so let's see. Clicks. What does it say?
And viewers, you can come along with us.
Yeah,
try it also.
Yeah, viewers are looking at it. So what does it say? Where's the information?
No history data in the last 3 months.
Can viewers read this, producer? No history data searched last 3 months. That is the number of the plane.
Absolutely.
No history data.
Yes.
So why do you say it's in Ghana if there's no history data?
So there's another type of this currently in Ghana. Yes, there's another type. This 7037 hasn't been in Ghana.
Maybe he got the number wrong. Maybe it's the same type of plane, but they got the number wrong.
But it says that there were 2 planes. One came, developed fault,
yes,
and another had to come,
yes,
and bring parts.
So which one are we searching? The one that came or the one that had to come?
So the one that, both of them. This first one that he said came and they didn't have certification, and
yes,
and so
needed certification. He came from Angola.
Didn't have certification there, and had to go to come to Ghana before it gets the certification to Europe.
But whilst was in Ghana developed the fault,
and whilst in Ghana developed the fault, there are 2 falsehoods I must dispel. The first one is that it never came to Ghana because there's no history on it. The last 3 months, the last scene of this flight is December 18th, 2024. That was the last activity ever seen. It's it's at the time. Let me just confirm.
Which country?
But we can even check it right here.
So we don't need to do much. But so what we're saying here, and what we are
the last time
what we have, you can cross check.
Yes,
you can.
The last time a flew was from Malaga, Spain to Cairo, Egypt,
in 2024,
December 18, 2024. from Spain to Egypt.
That's the last.
That's the last
journey the plane
last
did
activity
on its record.
That's the last activity.
It hasn't come to Ghana.
It hasn't come to Ghana. But the last that ended in Africa was in Egypt, from Spain to Egypt, December 18th. 2024. So let us check the second flight. That was the replacement.
Yes.
Let us check.
Yes. Please put the number up. So that's
CVK 7007.
7007.
But we may even want to hear confirmation from him.
Now let's do this. Okay. Yeah.
Great.
People can always check the press conference. So this one was the view more flight history. That's where we're going. Okay.
Yes.
So what dates did he say, and what are we putting in?
So he says that these flights. Let me just. Yeah, let's press.
So we are trying to get the flight dates and the details for viewers, so we can look at it. It's getting very interesting, isn't it? But
so,
okay, do you have it? Yeah. All right.
So this flight came here on the 15th of March, and you can cross-check when he says arrived here.
What did he say? You just tell us.
So we'll just cross-check.
Okay. Should we listen to Felix?
So let's listen.
Okay, let's listen to Felix on this one. The time the flights came in. If you have the video, let's play. Listen to the government information minister.
Whilst here, it developed an engine blade fault. For that reason, a replacement aircraft, URCEZ, with registration number CVK 7007, was brought in to evacuate the cargo.
So he says he came here.
Well,
so
okay, yes. So that's what he said. He came here.
Yes. Yeah. So that one indeed arrived here 15th of March from Harare International Airport to Kotoka.
Oh, it didn't come from Luanda.
No, it didn't come from
Harare, Zimbabwe.
Harare, Zimbabwe.
Harare, Zimbabwe was never mentioned in anything that Felix said.
It has never come up anywhere.
No, he has never said it. But this is the record.
Absolutely, that's the record. 77 CVK 7007. That is it. And now, this flight is still in Ghana.
Oh, that's interesting.
This flight hasn't left.
This plane is still in Accra.
This plane is still in Accra.
So I'm guessing that's a plane from which they filmed it.
So that is a film. That is a scene for their staged evidence.
So this is the plane that was filmed.
So this is
still in Ghana.
This is the Carboc Air that is still in Ghana. And then I dare Civil Aviation Authority in Ghana Airport to produce it. They should check all the hangars. It is there, hasn't left. The records are here. This is flight aware. Hasn't left anywhere. So they went onto that flight. See, when you see that video, you could see clearly a stage thing, because which airline?
I was concerned about who filmed it.
Yes.
Why did they film it?
Which, in normal practice, you've been the board chair of Ghana Airport Company. You know the practices at the aviation. When an airline lands and the weather is coming for maintenance or is coming to replace, do we have this whole thing filming? Or did they have some intelligence that something was going to happen, for which all of them assembled? Like over a dozen of inspectors, like 20 inspectors. You saw them in the video wearing their jack vests, and then to stage that they came and inspected it, because and then they filmed it. Is it a standard practice that you film planes that are arriving as replacements? So whatever, if that video was true, so whatever it is, my conclusion is that this is the same flight which is still here. So national security, Ghana Airport, civil aviation, let us have this checked, and then flight aware will not lie. You're asking for evidence. That is it.
You're a member of parliament. You can put an urgent question for the Minister for Transport, Minister for Defense, and then they can answer.
We will go the full haul. You see, everything we have, from the way I've been sequencing it, I drop it piece by piece by piece, but the whole fact is together, but it's sequenced. And right here on your platform, we're going to unravel it all, the dead meat for evidence, and that is the path we're going to go.
So you're going to come back with us with the
maintenance activity, to
confirm whether the plane was maintained here or not.
Whether it had any fault.
But anytime there's a maintenance, is logged.
It is logged, because if you're a pilot, if you get onto the flight, the first thing you check is the activity log, to check the maintenance history, when the last time it was fixed, whether the tire was changed, the date, where it was done, the gear, the oil change. You will see everything, and Ghanaians will be shocked.
Okay, Reverend, we'll leave it here for now. We'll leave it here.
Thank you very much.
Viewers, check, cross-check, fact-check, and try.